Hold on, I'm in an interview right now. I was just about to start a podcast.
Hey, bro, I'm about to do an interview too, bro. Don't you worry about it.
What type of music do you make?
Different, you know. Like I said, doing rap at first, but then kind of doing other music. This ain't about me. This is about you now. Like I said, this is about Tyrell J. Period. Nothing more. Not
Like
me.
Metro PCS.
Okay. Yeah.
$40. Period.
Yeah. Period. All right. Well, here we are. Tyrell J.
Oh yeah.
Does that have to be the dot
Yes,
in there too?
you have to do the period. If you forget
have to
the
do the
period,
period.
then it's funny because people have like searched my name and then they didn't put the period. They're like, I can't see it. They're like, put the period. It's the first one. So yeah, I did that for optimization reasons.
What's the significance just for optimism?
That also actually did a rebrand. Like my name used to be Rel J. So my name Tyrell.
Rel J?
Yeah, it used to be RELLE J with the period.
All right.
And I was doing it and it was fine, but then I was like, it got to a point where a lot of my homies didn't even know my real name. They just knew me as Rel. They'd be like, Rel. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
what's my name, bro? I don't know. I just know Rel. And I'm like, that felt weird to me. So I was like, let me switch it up to Tyrell. So yeah.
So tell me about your career. What do you do? Music? You do?
So I'm a musician. I'm also an actor. Yep. So and it's funny because I don't know. I mean, like I've been a comedian, but I wouldn't say I'm like a comedian because I've been an online comedian. So I do a whole bunch of funny stuff online and.
That's where it's at now.
You know, and people just like laugh, and I was like, man, I like doing funny stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started thinking, I'm like, am I a real comedian? Because I never did a stand-up or anything, so that just had me in my head. But yeah, mainly I do music and acting. I've been doing music since, high school.
Okay. Like you're playing instruments in particular? What or?
Yeah. I grew up in a and I worked at an after school center, and it's like basically we taught like as a teenager I taught like drums, bass, piano.
Oh really?
And it was so me personally I learned like the basics of each instrument.
Yeah. But
my main instrument has always been my vocals. So like my capability to like get in front of a crowd and make sure that crowd's having a good time with me leading the energy. So that's like my main thing. And acting, actually in that job, it was like big showcases they're put on every year. It was like 2 or 3, I believe. And they will always have skits. And me, like, I wanted to do the skits, and I would do them. And eventually I started learning the scripts quicker. I started, understanding how I look on stage and everything like that. So I dove into that a little bit more, and I actually that's crazy because I actually was planning on going to college for that. Like I went to Western Michigan University.
Oh yeah.
Right out of high school, 17.
Heck yeah.
And I went like for the acting. I didn't get in the program.
So did you graduate early then, or?
Yeah. I graduated. I mean, technically, I don't know if it's early because I think a lot of people graduate at 17, but I think it's because my birthday is at the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
In October.
All right.
So with my birthday being there and the school year starting in September, I always start. I started kindergarten at 4.
Okay.
So like it just worked out that way.
That's awesome.
So I've always been like a year younger than I should be in the beginning half of the school year every year.
Yeah. Always was weird, but.
Yeah, but basically at Western, I went for the acting program and I didn't get in it. Like I didn't realize that some of these people have been doing acting and theater since middle school and elementary, and I was like, oh, okay, so I'm not that good. And I ended up coming back, to GR because Western and Kalamazoo. I ended up coming back to my hometown. Hoping to like get into a couple of plays and brush up on my skills and go back to Western and try out for the acting program again, because you only get to try out, I think it was twice. You only get to try out twice.
Oh really?
And then you can try it again.
Yeah.
So I've used one of my 2 tries, and I was like, I want to make sure that I get in this next time. And COVID happened when I came back.
Oh yeah.
So that was like prolonged, but yeah, after COVID and stuff, I did end up going to CC and I actually like thrived in acting. Like it was something I was doing TikTok and social media during COVID. Like you had nothing else to do. So I'm just setting up the camera anywhere I can in the house and just doing videos every single day because that's all I could do. And I learned like the importance of hearing what's said and like how can I act as if these circumstances are true to me, you know, like through just sounds on TikTok. And like, I feel like I've really grown as an actor in that period of time. So when I got into the plays on stage, live acting, I fell in love with that because it's like, you do all this rehearsal just for you to do this show in front of a live audience one way through without messing up because it's live, it's right there. And if you do mess up, you have to pivot quickly. So that was amazing. So I wouldn't say, I don't know if I love one or the other more. I really do like acting though, and I feel like I'm more advanced in music. So I plan on using music to grow and then get into the acting field eventually.
Heck yeah. And I remember you said, I don't know if you tried out for it or if you were in it before, but the Color Purple, I remember you saying.
Oh, the Color Purple. Yeah, actually they just wrapped up.
Okay.
It was amazing. They just wrapped up. I had a couple of homies that was in it, and they actually reached out to me. I didn't even go to the audition. They reached out and was like, and that also shows like how, you know, if you have talent as an actor, when other, you know, music directors or other just random directors are like name dropping you to other directors, like, hey, this person is really good. So my name was dropped, and like it was a lot of people in that production I knew. Like my very first director for a play was directing the show, and one of my choir directors, she was the music director, and I was like, I really wanted to be a part of this, but unfortunately I couldn't. I worked nights, and rehearsals was 7 to 10 every night, so I was so bummed. I really wanted to be a part of that production. And I had a couple of my friends that were in the cast, so I'm like, that would have been a ball. But I mean, hey, like I feel like everything happened for a reason, so it wasn't time for me to work there. So
just put your names in the air. So hopefully, I mean, you got any other things you're maybe looking at in the future that's coming down the line?
I'm performing at Foodie Fest in July.
Okay, now what is that though?
Foodie Fest is like, it's an opportunity. It's a festival in GR. There's an opportunity for a whole bunch of like food vendors and food trucks to come and get together, and like you can come downtown and experience different types of food and all types of food in our city, to just realize how many different cultures are in GR. And they have performances from different artists, actually, you know, from GR, and sometimes they outsource from different places. But one of the leaders that I know, his name is Kenneth Cortez. He's very prominent on helping local artists be built up. So, like, I love working with him. He throws community events, and basically he hits me up every time, and I'm like, I love what you're doing, so I'm gonna do this, you know, for as much as I can. And I say for as much as I can because if I want the band, you know, I want to respect my band, and I want to make sure that they're getting paid for everything that they're doing, because rehearsals and you know is a time commitment. So like I try to, whenever I work with him, I'm not looking for a profit. I'm looking to just, you know, just provide for the culture and provide for my city, honestly. So I'm super excited about that. That's coming up. I also post on social media frequently. I just actually started this thing where I post covers of me singing on Fridays. Every Friday you can catch me singing live, you know, I mean, not on a live, but you can catch me singing, you know, a cover of something.
Okay.
To hear my vocal capabilities without all of the reverb and all of the extra
All
stuff.
right.
So
That's cool. That's cool.
yep. And what else I got going on?
You say you have a band, so you
Yeah.
have like a group.
Yeah.
And you like
Yeah.
jam out and do your own things. And
Yeah, it's the homies. It's the homies. You know,
yeah.
like so the.
how many guys you got in the band? Tell me a little bit about
Um,
this stuff.
It really depends.
Okay.
Like I said, you know, it depends on the budget of wherever I'm going
Mhm.
and what they can give me because,
I hear you.
like I said, I want to make sure that my homies getting paid. Like
Mhm.
they love music, I love music, but at the end of the day, you can't. It's not going to be sustainable if you're not making some type of income or revenue from
Yeah.
it. So with that being said, sometimes the budget might be a little bit lower, meaning I have to, you know, chop a couple people from the band
Mhm.
unless they want to do it knowing that the budget isn't fully there,
Yeah.
and that's up to them. You know, I put the ball in their court. But it's my homie, so I like to be straight up and straight. You know,
Yeah.
like this is what it is. Like, you know, take it or leave it.
What kind of band though? Are we talking like yeah?
Yeah, I got drum player, piano player, bass player, and a guitar player.
Heck yeah.
Yep. So, and you know, I do vocals. I'm actually trying to learn a little bit of guitar so I could, you know, be one of those artists that play
Yeah.
guitar and sing live.
Or a bass even.
Or bass.
Make it a little easier, but
I tried bass, and like
Gotta-
actually, bass is actually pretty dope. Like,
Yeah, it is.
I did love playing bass. It's just remembering. It's like remembering because I don't do it frequently.
I say with the string that is. Yeah.
I love me some bass. Bass is like it's dope. But yeah, with my band, like people love when I have my band. Like they actually feel the music better because
Oh,
my
yeah.
music is great
Mhm.
and it's good to perform it with, you know, backing tracks and
Mhm.
not the main vocal. But it's better when you get that live feel. It's
Oh yeah.
like that snare, it's just you feel it more. That's when you feel the true, you know, masterpiece of the music. And actually my producer, he plays the keys. So he pretty much the MD of the band,
Yeah.
which is music director. He's pretty much the music director of the band because he makes all the beats. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
knows what the bass should be doing. He knows what, you know, the guitar and the drum should be doing at what time. So
Yeah. Heck yeah.
yeah.
Then you just are just singing, but you said you can do everything though. But you're just sticking when you're in the band just as a singer.
Nah, I can't play everything. I mean,
Yeah, I hear you.
I can, but I can't like play. There's
Yeah.
people who can play, and there's people who can play.
Definitely.
You know, so I'm not.
But I have a feeling if you're teaching kids how to play,
Yeah.
you know at least how to play.
Yes, it's some music theory, and you know,
There's
actually-
showing off and then there's playing too. You
Exactly.
Know? Yeah.
And I can teach myself how to play. So if I wanted to play guitar, I could pick it up and be like, all right, I'm finna lock in and dedicate 2 months to this, just 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna teach myself. And I'll be decent by the end of that 2 months.
Yeah.
It's just actually doing it. But I personally, I would prefer to be, you know, writing music and, you know, like.
But now is it all original music you do then too, but you do also covers? You said, is that more like
I actually did a show for an artist. His name was SonReal. I did a show for him at the intersection. He came. He was
Who's
doing
that?
SonReal.
SonReal?
Yeah, he was doing a tour, like an international tour. He came to Grand Rapids, and basically there's something called Opener. And it's like you can apply for it and create an account, and it'll give you notifications whenever a show is coming up. You can apply to be an opener if they, you know, put their show on the platform, which is actually owned by somebody in GR. Yeah, so when they do that, then you can apply for it. So I applied for it originally, but then I ended up like just texting them, was like, hey, like I'm in GR, I seen your thing on Opener, like I just wanted to hit you up personally. He's like, bro, I love your drive. Boom. I'm telling them, put you on. Like, they had 3 people lined up. They scratched them and was like, we putting you. And
all right.
And I went there and I did that show. And in that show, I learned a lot because I was with those 2 artists and they're like very, you know, they were very, very developed. And I was actually like I've done a lot of big shows, but that was actually one of my first big shows for Tyrell J only. You know, like this is me. I put this together myself.
Tyrell J. Period.
Period. Right. Don't forget the period. And like I learned, it's smart. It's strategic to put a couple of covers in there that other people know, because SonReal's audience, they're there for him. He's the headliner, but they don't know me. They don't know all my music. So why would I perform all my music? And they just have to uncomfortably like be like, okay, you sound good. This sounds good, but I don't know a word, so I can't really sing along.
Yeah.
But if you mix, if you mix in some covers or some hits, Tennessee whiskey or some stuff, you mix it in.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, man, like, okay, you did that really good.
Yeah.
Now you got their attention, and now they're more inclined to listen to what you're doing.
Exactly.
So that's something that I learned in that show, and for future references, I'm definitely going to be entering in some covers. Yeah. So that's actually why that's a funnel of the Friday things. I'm performing the covers on Fridays to see which covers people like to see from me on social media.
Yeah.
Now I can throw that into my sets. And now they can see it live. I can motivate them like, yo, y'all like this video? I'm performing live here, and I'll be performing this song that y'all liked. So now they're going to listen to my music and be like, man, what was that song? Like, what was that song? And I'm like, that was me, actually.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. Even if it's one song, that's still a win.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm just going to say this off rip.
All right. You're sick of this podcast already. You want to get out of here? I'm sorry.
No, I'm going to just say this off rip.
Let me check. Before you say it, I want to make sure this is still recorded.
Okay. So, you got me on this show. I'm going to let you know right now. A lot of people will be in the comments and be like, he look and sound like T-Pain. I get it every day of my life. Yeah, I told you I post all the time.
Yeah.
When I post my stuff, it's I can show you right now, like, hold on my YouTube, it's somebody saying, look at T-Pain. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I ended up starting to run with it. I was like, skip it, call me T-Pain Jr. So it's like, if you put T-Pain name in it, they're gonna come, because T-Pain been doing this thing. Like, he has been. And now when they see or hear me, they're like, bro, I don't know why. I can't get over the fact that you sound and look like T-Pain. And I'm like, I would say I sound like him. I do. But I don't think I look like him.
No, yeah, I forget exactly what he looks. I know the name and all that, but I couldn't.
When you hear him, you're gonna be like,
yeah.
Yo.
Oh, I know. I've heard it definitely.
Oh, yeah.
But then I'll say, okay, that's definitely you. Now I'll be questioning it.
You're gonna be like,
did I have T-Pain up in there?
Exactly. It's exactly, and that happens all the time. When I'm chilling with people, they're like, bro, I feel like I'm chilling with T-Pain right now, and I'm like,
well, we'll put a picture of T-Pain and see if the people can see this resemblance. But
T-Pain Jr. It is what it is, and I'm still waiting on T-Pain to hit me back. I've been texting him, trying to get him to just honestly, I just want to have a conversation and be like, dude, was you hooking up with people in Grand Rapids on the tour? Yeah. I don't know, because my mom been acting very suspicious whenever I bring up T-Pain. I'm like, why would you hide that? We broke. We trying to get rich. He there. Put him on child support or something. But no, I'm just playing. I don't think my dad is T-Pain, but that is something that a lot of people always ask me, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start running with it, because people think I get mad when they think I'm T-Pain. I'm like, I don't get mad. I hear it every day. Like, I had a little girl walk into a building because she was staring at me.
Worst people that you could be compared to in the industry, so I'll take that.
Yeah, when I was young, it was T Grizzly. I was like,
T Grizzly.
I was like, y'all swear anybody with dreads? Yeah, you look like anybody with locks. They look like anybody that's famous with locks. Yeah. You look like, no, I don't. Yeah. I just got locks like him. That's it. I don't look like T Grizzly. I don't.
Yeah, people are so unoriginal. Where do you get your inspiration for your music when you do write your stuff?
Yeah.
Or, give me some insight on some of that stuff.
Yeah, where I get my inspiration. I grew up listening to old school.
Okay.
Like, I grew up listening to Charlie Wilson.
Okay.
Betty Wright. Gotta love some Whitney Houston. Who else was I listening to? Luther Vandross. R. Kelly. I know I can't say that right now, but the music was the music. It was there. I was listening to it. I was young. I was really forced to. I was a kid. So, and also like it's crazy because I grew up with a very diverse group of music. Like I grew up listening to the old school because that's what my mom listened to. Mm-hmm. It's all pure old school, and just I fell in love with it myself. But on top of that, I also grew up listening to what was hot then. And so I would say somebody that had the most impact on me, like musically and my musical choices and what I do in my music, I would definitely say Chris Brown got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Chris Brown is like, he was definitely something, like just his music, like it was wild. I grew up eventually and I was like, all right, I'm not, this isn't the type of music, I want to feed into my body because it's sex, drugs, and, all that, which is fine. Yeah. But it's like, do I want to make music like that? And I was like, no, I don't want to make music like that. But I love his melodies. I love, the choices that's being made and everything like that. And I still love his music. It's just, I grew up and I'm like, okay, what do I really want to, allow? What do I want to listen to?
What's feed your soul?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And sometimes on a summer day, I still turn on some Chris Brown, pull that visor back, turn it up. Because the beats, like it's just the beats and everything. That it makes you feel good, and it be the beats for me. I listen to the beat more than the actual lyrics, or I listen to the beat and I'll listen to the melody. Because sometimes people come up to me and they'll be like, "You know this song?" Like when there's a random song playing, they're like, "You know this song?" No, I just like the melody. I caught on to the melody quick, and I know where they're gonna go next. It's predictable because I listen to melodies. I listen to the words too sometimes when I'm really focused in, but it's really the melodies and the beat that hooks my attention. But so I would say Chris Brown was really huge influence for me. And like if you hear my music, you definitely can hear some Chris Brown in there. You'll be like, yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
And by birth, my voice just sounds the way it does. People say I sound like T-Pain, so what do you think my music gonna sound like? When I throw a little auto-tune on there, they're gonna be like, you sound like T-Pain too. This sound like something T-Pain, would do. And I'm like, I can't help that. My voice just sound like it. So I love old school and I love new school. But new school, now I love Chris Brown, and I actually shifted recently to loving an artist named Friday.
Friday, all right.
Mm-hmm. His artist named Friday, he's fire. Like him and Chris Brown work together. That's how you know. Like they're in the same demographic in a way. So it makes sense that I love Friday's music as well. Okay. And I love the fact that he enters God into the chat on his songs. Like he still be saying some wild stuff, but it's a little less wild than what Chris Brown be saying. But that don't mean I ain't gonna listen to Chris Brown. It's just probably I'm listening to him less, but I'm still gonna listen. Yeah.
Now, do you do any like material where your subjects are like religious in orientation, or just other? Like, what would be your inspiration for making the lyrics or the subject stuff?
Yeah. I don't. As of right now, I don't enter the religious stuff into my music. Like that's as of right now, because my journey is just beginning. This is just the start of what I'm doing, and I already got like a big team with me. Like I already got a group. I got an audience that's waiting on music from me. They're like, yo, like, so you still write music? Like what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, I'm still writing, and they still waiting, and they like actually are fans of my music. And this is including my family. Like one of my family, they're like, one of my favorite cousins, she was like, I just want to let you know, I don't know how I've listened to your voice for this long, and I'm still fangirling over you to this day. And I'm like, dang, like that was an eye opener for me. Like, okay, people really love what I'm doing. And my music is more motivational. So
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to tell people they can, you whatever you want out of life, you can really get it as long as you work towards it.
Yeah.
Like work towards it and don't make excuses. So that's what I'm talking about in my music.
Okay.
It's all positive stuff.
Yeah, that's
but it sounds like the stuff that they're talking about: sex, drugs, and money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the hook. Is it sounding like that?
Yeah.
But once you get them hooked by the beat and the melodies, which I've trained for so long, of a pro that's been doing it since he was 16, 15. Once I hook them with that, now they're forced to listen to the words. Now they're forced to change their perspective on life. Now they're forced to live life intentionally. So that's my goal. Like that's my goal on my music is, to empower people to live intentionally. At first, I did make love music, and I was just talking about, my main audience would have been, females and like love, and that's R&B. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna, mix that in. I don't know. I just do what I feel, whatever the beat gives to me. I know that I'm going in like I want people to be motivated by this song, or I want people's morals to be changed for the better through whatever song I put out or whatever song you hear from me. Or I want you to know more about my story. So it's either you know more about my story, you're being challenged to change your perspective for the better, or you're being motivated.
Heck yeah.
One of those three things.
Heck yeah.
So,
That's a good way to approach it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, do you ever, like when I would be writing lyrics or, writing for a song, sometimes I'll have like the song already made, listen to it and see what I'm feeling at that moment.
Yeah.
And, it might be, a heavy song. It might be an uplifting song. But, the song I say kind of predicts how I'm going to write that song. Do you write that way, or do you...
You mean like... is it safe for me to say your vibe, whatever your vibe is after that band session, you write the song based off of that? My workflow, I don't know how similar it is with other people. I've never tried to write a song while in a jam session with the band. Usually how it is I got my producer, that's the first person on my team, and we've been right hand, that's been my right hand man since dang near the beginning of this journey. He got trained up, like he worked hard on making beats, and me just being as assertive and as blunt as I am, that's trash, bro. That sucks. Like try again, try again. It needs this, it needs that, and so over the years of us doing that, my workflow has been pretty much, he make a beat, you know what I'm saying, and you send it through, and I listen to the beat, and I write to it. I write to that beat, and I keep starting it over, going through my lyrics back and forth, making sure that everything flows correctly. And meaning like at the end of me writing the song, I'm performing the whole song live, like in one take. Like so I do that. I write and I do it like that. But just recently, I would say like in the past year or a year and a half, when I get a beat sent to me, now I'm like, all right, let me try to, like, I'm gonna listen to the first 15 seconds, but I don't want to listen to the whole thing until I'm ready to write, like until I'm ready sitting down so it's fresh. Like I haven't heard the beat beforehand, you know what I'm saying? So it's fresh. Whatever comes as I listen to the beat. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm trying to say. When you listen to it, are you looking for the music to inspire you? And it can change your lyrics, I'm saying. As opposed to you write, your lyrics and then just trying, I have to fit these lyrics that I wrote to the song.
No, I don't do that. Okay. No, I don't do that. I listen to the beat and I let the beat dictate, how the music is going to go.
So like syllables, your rhyme.
Honestly, I do the melodies first, So if I'm listening to a beat, I can just, I just do a little melody. And then, like, when I find a melody that works, I'm like, yo, that's a fire melody. Boom. Now, what does it sound like I'm saying in this?
Okay, that's where, that's what I'm saying, too, where you'd be like,
Yeah.
It's going da 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 da, and then you're like,
Yeah.
okay, what kind of lyrics fit with da 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 da? You know, something.
Yeah.
You know,
It's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, some people will be like, what's going on? If they're not familiar with music or anything like that, they'll be weirded out by it. But it's a dope process. Like, it's a dope process of finding that melody and then finding words. And what the hardest thing for me is, I'm great at writing choruses.
Okay.
So sometimes when I'm intending to write a verse,
yeah,
I accidentally write a chorus, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, bro, all right. And then, you know, so like, I feel like my mind, and I feel like that comes from me wanting melodies that can get stuck in your head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want a melody that's easy for somebody to gravitate towards and be like, that like it's getting stuck in their head, just like the little SpongeBob episode. Like it's stuck in your head. So I think about that as well while I'm doing my melodies. I'm like, oh, what's a dope melody that like anybody can do? I'm not trying to do something too extravagant because now this person that's not musically inclined at all, they can't even hop on a wave because they're like, you're doing too much.
Yeah,
I can't do that. So so I think that's where that, you know, me writing very good choruses come from, is me trying to do something that people want and can get stuck in people's head, and like they'd be just singing it out of nowhere, like, bro, why did this come in my head? And also they have the capability of doing it. You know, I'm making it easy for everybody to be able to you know, do it. It's not nothing too extravagant. Now, back in the day, everybody can't sing "I Will Always Love You" like with the youth, so they know they plays. I'm like, you know, we're just gonna sit this one out and just we're gonna watch and be serenaded. I don't want people to be. I do want people to be serenaded in moments like closer to the end of my show or the beginning of my shows. All right. But most of the show, I want people to be turning up. Like, I want you to be vibing with me. I want us all to be saying the lyrics together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's about. If you're not a part of the show, why you here? You know what I'm saying? You can watch me on social media. You can watch me on live. You can do any of that. But once I'm here in person, you here in person, let's make this a memory. Let's make this something that, you know what I'm saying, you can think about for the rest of your life. Like, dang, like that was a good time. Like, I can't wait for the next one. You know what I'm saying? So that's what type of time I'm on. Yeah. People attention spans are smaller. So now it's like, really, you can do a chorus at the beginning, a verse and a chorus and the song done. Like, I mean, actually, really, you want to do it twice. So you do that chorus twice. You do a verse, and then you do that chorus twice again. Boom, song is out. That can blow up easily because it's not that long. So people gonna want to hear it again, and they want to hear it again. And then, you know what I'm saying? And if the chorus is catchy enough, they know that song. They're like, and there's only one verse they need to memorize. So once they know that verse, they rappers too. Everybody had that moment where you felt like, I'm fired because I learned this verse in a song. Now I can spit this verse better than I feel like I can spit it better than the artist can. That's the goal. So that's nowadays though, for sure.
But even then too, where like the TikToks, they have like this song. It's been blown up because it's been using this TikTok, 30 seconds. But it's only that 30 seconds of the song, Because I've had, this song playing and like, I've never heard of this song. But once they come to that chorus, you're like, oh, that's that song. I didn't even know there was lyrics and all that shit before. And then you're like, shit. So you got a whole new song almost like.
You do got to find that sweet spot in your songs. Because once you find that sweet spot, then now you found the spot that activates something in people's minds or their brains that make them feel good, and you just keep rinsing and repeating that part of the song. And once you do that, like that's pretty much what they do on TikTok. They rinse and repeat that part of the song, and now when people listening to the song, they can be listening to the intro, everything. It's like a build-up, like in English, you know what I'm saying? Like the rise in action, the climax, falling, and, the resolution. Like, it's like that. So now they heard this viral moment of the song. Okay, now they finna go listen to the song. That whole time they're listening to the song, they're waiting to hear that one part. And once it comes, they get that boost of dopamine and like, yes, like I heard it. Now you got, a stream off of that, and they gonna listen. They might like the rest of the song. Yeah. They might be like, man, I like this whole song. Yeah. This the part I fell in love with first. This was the hook that got me here, but I actually love the whole song. So, that's definitely the age we're in right now. It's like you got to find that sweet spot in your song and rinse and repeat that.
Yeah. That's another thing too, where I'll see like then someone has that great hit, but then they're just making more videos just with that little clip, and then just keep on pushing it out, and then you're like, oh shit, I didn't even know there's all these other. But
that's that longevity, man. Yeah. And also like on top of that, you're putting a face to the song because people love the song, people love it. Just like Doechii, Doechii like had anxiety, and it's a lot of people that just honestly, because Doechii like she does so many different varieties of stuff. Of music types, and when that song was blowing up, people probably didn't even know that was Doechii. Like she was hot at the time, so people probably didn't even know that was her. But she was hot for like rapping and going crazy, not singing. So basically, you would hear that, and now Doechii's doing a whole bunch of videos to that song because she sees the process of it. Yeah. And the algorithm sees that you are staying on the video that had that song behind it longer. Now they're going to show you Doechii singing her song because you love that song. Now you're like, that's her?
Yeah.
Boom. Like now you locked in. Now you finna go see what other music she got, and you're gonna realize that's not the only song popping. That's just the most recent one. Yeah.
Now, what kind of a catalog would you say you have right now? Do you have particular albums, or you mostly just shoot for singles?
Yep. So as of right now, because I'm still building on my audience, I'm doing singles. Yeah. Once you get a single that blow up, you know what I'm saying, or something that gets a lot of attention and the audience actually comes from that, then you can start dropping bodies of projects. I mean, like. Yeah, like you can start dropping, EP, drop a couple EPs, and once you get those, you get a couple more songs that's popping out of those EPs, and dropping singles in the midst of it. Now you can drop you an LP. Like, what's the point of dropping an LP if people you haven't been shown that people are gravitating towards a certain song, or you have that buzz right now for people to actually sit there and listen to all of your songs on this album, because our attention spans are short. So they're not gonna sit there. Are you worth them sitting there and dedicating 25 minutes or 30 minutes of their life to listen to your whole body project? Just because they support you and they want to hear what you're doing. I know I got a couple people that would, but would it be worth the investment of all the promotion needed for each one of those songs and the LP itself? So, so I'm just basically waiting on the time where it makes sense to drop a project. Like it's gonna make sense financially. It's gonna make sense, in my
bang for your buck. You got to look at that nowadays, but
exactly, especially being independent. Cause I'm an independent artist, so like. All of my gigs and stuff, I'm having those conversations, like all of my promotion and my videographer, and like I do my own videography sometimes. It's like I got my own camera, I got my own tripod, so like I set it up. The only thing that'd be difficult for me is trying to see the angle, trying to see the angle. I got to keep going back. I'm like, dang, like I can't stand there and look at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be the only issue for me. But outside of that, I try to do everything on my own, and I'm trying to move strategically because
what keeps your artistic vision kind of narrow to what you want to do, as opposed to what someone else, let's say they want to only do this because that's all they can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Me,
like a style of whatever. That's what I mean.
I honestly want to. I want to do a lot. Like, I want to do a lot of different genres. But I do understand that in order for you to branch out and do different genres and discover new brands and evolve your brand, you have to you have to stick with something for a certain amount of time so you can allow the audience to figure out your vibe and, you know, figure out if they like you or not. But if you're jumping all over the place, now you're getting a whole bunch of different audiences, and neither one of them are going to stick with you because they're like, I like this song, but I don't like none of your other music. You know what I'm saying? And this person is saying the same thing. I like this song, but I don't like none of your other music. You know, if you find you a good realm to stay in for a while, they can like this, they can like this, they can like that. Now they like you as a person. Whatever you put out, they don't care. Hence, Beyonce. You know, she went cowboy. But
no,
you jump back 10, 15 years. Me and myself and I is all I got. And like, and it's like, that's completely different. But she's allowed herself to do that by staying in a specific lane for a while, but then evolving to another new lane. And then, you know, staying in line, and then evolving to a new lane. And it's just an endless cycle of evolving your brand and who you are as a person, and as you should, because you grow and you become different. So, like, that's pretty much what it's about. And there's a lot of people that don't understand that, and that's honestly the downfall of a lot of independent artists. Like, they try to do everything at once. I want to do country. I want to do hip hop. I want to do R&B. I want to do rap. I want to do. It's like, okay, you can do all those things. That's cool, but like, make it worth the time. If you want to do rap, really do rap. Like, lock in with people that's doing the rap. If you want to do R&B, really do R&B. Lock in with people that's doing R&B. So like, that's pretty much it. Like, that's my lane. I'm in R&B and hip hop. That's my lane as of right now. You know, but eventually I want to get into rock. I want to get into country. That's why I said as of right now, my music doesn't have any religious aspects, but I definitely want to in the future drop like a gospel EP or a gospel album. And just that'll be so dope. Like, it's so dope. And I got a couple of homies that, you know, do hip hop Christian rap, you know, so that's their lane they in, and like, I'm not gonna not work with them just because that's not my lane. Like, you know what I'm saying, I can make it work. We're gonna make it work, and you can talk about God really in any lane. You don't have to be, you know, you don't have to mainly be a Christian hip hop artist. You know, you can be a hip hop artist and talk about God. So yeah, that's pretty much that.
Now, do you you brought in other people talking about their stuff. Now, would you collaborate and be on other people's albums too, or singles, or, you know, because I was going to say that it's a nice way to branch out to different genres where you're not really tied in, and then you can maybe still siphon people off of that never heard you in that genre, and then find your fan.
Like, I'm definitely open to features. It just got to make sense.
Have you done any though?
Yeah, I've done features.
Okay.
I've done features. I actually got a feature that I have to finish, and it's what is it? Dang, it's a Hispanic song. So, reggaeton. So like, I actually have something.
You know Spanish yourself?
A little bit. Just yo comprendo español un poquito. Not a lot, just a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, so like, it was just out of my, you know, it was out of my comfort zone. So that's why I wanted to do it. I like doing things out of my comfort zone and like trying to, you know, grow as an artist in different ways. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would definitely do features. It just have to make sense. And what I mean by that is like,
if they paying you enough. No,
it won't hurt. If they paying me enough. So I mean, it really comes down to, I mean, I hate to think of it this way, but as an independent artist, you got to think of it this way because you don't got other people to think of it this way for you. So if this person is pulling in, you know, a good amount of views, and not only the views, honestly, engagement means more to me than views. It's like, bro, like, if you got 200 views, but you're getting 100 likes and 40 comments, that's more important to me than somebody who has 5,000 views, but they only got 100 likes.
Or only 2 likes.
Yeah, like, you know, they got 5,000. Yeah, like, I'm like, you don't really have an audience. Like, you have the views, you have the capability. I don't know, there's something about your visual aesthetic that people like, but you're not reeling them in. They're not hooked to you. So I would pay attention to the people that, actually have an audience that's engaging with them, that loves them, and work with them. You know what I'm saying? Because they love this person and they see I'm working with them. And they're like, man, like, he must be cool if he got a chance to work with this person.
Yeah.
And same with anybody that's working with me. Like, if you're working with me, you gotta be cool, because I'm not gonna work with somebody that I don't feel like I'm genuinely want to work with them.
Does that mean I'm cool then too?
Yeah, you're pretty cool.
All right, hey,
A little bit.
Yeah.
No, I just yeah. Look, this dude, 52 Joint Studios. No, yeah, you're pretty cool. Basically, I respect people and I want to work with people who is actually working. Like, what are you doing? Are you just talking? Because anybody can talk. Anybody can be a good talk. But what are you actually doing? Show me what you're doing. And that's what I respect. I just made a post today. I said I respect hard work, not popularity. You know what I'm saying? So if you're working consistently, like, it's eventually gonna work out for you, because I'm like, okay, he's not gonna quit, like, or she's not gonna quit. And that's what I respect. That's what I want to be a part of, because I feel like that's more meaningful to me as a person and me as my brand. It's like, okay, this person has the potential to, actually scale up what they're doing because they're actively working. I don't want to work with somebody who's really talented, is really good, but they're not consistent and they're not working. It's a waste. It's a waste. It's like, okay, what did I just do? I just put myself on that for what? You're not gonna push it or anything like that. So, so I try to be cautious. I try to be very cautious, and even some of my homies be like, man, like, you be paranoid. When they put the cameras out, they pull the cameras out, while we working or whatever. I'm like, like, I don't know, like, why are you trying to get footage of me? Like, what I'm saying? And it just feel weird to me, because I'm like, all right, if it's somebody that's consistent, like, I'm seeing them always upload, pull out the camera. You always upload. This is, your audience is used to this. You know what I'm saying? But if you never upload or you never do anything with any content, why are you recording me? Like, why you just want to have this content forever? Make it a Diddy tape. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, why am I being recorded? Like, I'm never going to see this on social media. So that'd be like throwing me off, and it throw off the vibe, because I'd be like, I got to be cautious on who I'm allowing to record me and who I'm allowing with just content of me that they can edit however they like and say whatever they like.
That's the thing. So, you can have anything. That's why I said I'm going to give you full permission. I'm going to edit all this up, and if people see this, it's going to be fully approved by you. So, have you ever heard of the app Captions? I mean, yeah. That's where they edit. I believe. I don't know.
Actually, no, it's not Captions. Sorry, it's Openness Clips.
I mean, I've heard of them, but I don't know exactly what they're all doing.
Yeah, so you should look into it. So what it does is, you take a long form video that you made, you upload it, and AI finds the most. AI makes like 50 clips of the.
I've seen that. Where then you just send 50 clips out of that one podcast.
Of the highest, and they pay attention to see what, like, have the capability of going viral, like. They let you know, like, this one has the highest capability of going viral. This one, and they level it like that, and it just honestly cuts down the editing time for you. So
I take like all these 3 different cameras, and then I'm doing the old school way, where then I had to line them all up on like one video, because then I edit up through a Final Cut, and then just splice it between, let's say you're talking, so I'll take, let's say, this camera angle.
Then,
I
do that too.
So I'm doing it all by hand.
Yeah. Do you do the 1, 2, 3? No. So you can on Final Cut Pro, you can do audio synchronization.
Yeah.
You do
but
that.
But that doesn't work if sometimes, like, this camera, or then I had another Canon. If you're not having the frame rates per second the exact same, there's going to be a little bit off. Like, these 2 cameras would be perfect. That's where I mostly have them, so I can go to. But this one is sometimes going to be off So every minute.
Don't be making me look crazy, man.
No.
I'm talking, I'm gonna be off. What do you mean it's gonna be off?
Because that was the thing too. I had a musician come in, was playing a guitar, and it was just getting like a little bit of like reverb with the acoustic he was playing. He's like, man, what are you making me sound? So then I had to really nail it. So it was finally.
Yeah. So what I would say, when you do the audio synchronization, you can just click 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
You can jump back from the things, and I did that to edit like a music video.
Heck yeah.
It was pretty fun, but it was in basically I was just, and you can do like the stuff like when the beat does like a drum roll with the bass, doom doom, like you do 2 3 2 2, like something like that. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. So the openness clips definitely was highly suggest you do that if you're going to continue to do long form content and make your editing process that much easier. Like you can manually edit the long video that you're going to post on YouTube.
Yeah.
But openness clips will give you a whole bunch of clips out of that.
Yeah, after you
Instagram,
do your own
TikTok. Yeah, exactly.
And then
Yep. So that's. Yeah, I just wanted to put that on there.
Yeah, I haven't really been editing like short. I'll just do the whole thing and then just have that, I haven't really been doing.
You gotta do the short form.
I know.
You gotta do the short form. If I missed anything. I do have new music coming out.
All right.
So y'all can be on the lookout for that. I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes growing, even when I'm not posting music or even when I'm not, actively performing at showcases or just anywhere. I'm still growing as a musician. Like I'm still doing research on branding. I'm still doing research on like brand pillars and, you know what I'm saying? Like how to create a funnel, how to, create some revenue to bring in to Tyrell J with a period. So I'm trying to, I'm still trying to figure out how to evolve that, even when it's not in the front of the house. Like when people can see it, it's still being developed behind the scenes. I'm always being developed behind the scenes. I feel like I need to grow every single day. If I'm not learning or if I'm not growing in something that I want to do, if that's something that I really want to do, I have to ask myself that. So yeah, I'm always growing in that aspect. I do have some new music coming out. I'm super excited because I've learned so many things behind the scenes. I only have 7 singles out. So my catalog is fairly brand new still. But now I have the knowledge of what comes with releasing, the promotion requirements, setting a budget for the release, marketing, running ads and everything like that. I understand the importance of that now. And I can't wait to see with all this newfound knowledge what is going to happen with the new singles that I have coming out.
Heck yeah.
I just want to say thank you for bringing me on here.
No, it was an honor. An honor to get you down here. So
yeah, I feel honored coming on down to 52 Joints. This is a really dope space. Like the vibes, the people can't even see the whole thing that I'm looking at right now, but like it is a vibe. We're in a it don't even feel like I'm in a barn right now. So yeah, it's pretty dope, man. I appreciate it. I definitely look forward to coming back.
Heck yeah.
This is gonna be a video in the archives, and we can see where I'm at in a year or two.
Yep, that's what I said. I wanted a lot of people that I want to get in are just kind of starting their career, or just fairly new into their career, and that's what I want to do, is come back and first of all just archive this particular moment, what's going through your mind and just different stuff like that, and then bring you back and see where how far you advanced, and because I feel you're definitely going to be going somewhere, brother.
Appreciate it.
You got the desire and motivation and the knowledge behind that. That's what it was going to take. I feel you got it, brother.
I appreciate it, man.
Oh, cool.
There's not a lot of people my age that's out here actively working towards what they want to do. So
I don't know if I'm your age. I'm definitely probably twice your age.
You are
Maybe
definitely
52.
You're a little bit over twice my age. It's all good though. So it's straight because age ain't nothing but a number. My granny always say, "Don't nothing get old but clothes."
And then come back in style too. So,
Exactly. You know, they always come back. So it's like a boomerang. But no, thank you again for having me. I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you again in a couple of years.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
Check them out. Tyrell J with a period.
With a period. Don't forget the period.
Period. All right. Peace out.
Peace.